the Xbox One, which was turns out the things that they didn't get right were offset by the fact that they actually had a really great launch lineup that they didn't get a lot of credit for.
Okay, what's in that launch lineup here?
Dead Rising 3.
Okay, Dead Rising 3, great.
Really, obviously not the best game of all time, but still definitely a smart and fun and humorous open world game with lots of creative stuff in it.
Solid.
Rise, the most underrated action game of the
Thank
generation.
you. I had notes here. I'm glad you went there
It's not
for me.
again, not the best game. It's got problems. It's beautiful. It is fun.
The story is excellent if you see it through.
Sort of good, right?
Yeah.
How is that possible? There's a lot of really cool stuff to that.
Forza Motorsport 5.
Right, that's the
Completely
one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
As for launch titles for this thing, I think that's the standout. I mean, launching with that, that is not a game that has a huge fan following in this particular office, but for a huge swath of the world, that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
But even if you're not a fan, you can look at that and you can say honestly, like, yeah, that's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen technologically. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those games are fun.
As well, and I'll just add Killer Instinct onto the pile too. It's fighting games are a bit of a very deeply passionate niche in gaming these days, but Killer Instinct, they brought back this beloved rare IP and did it in a way that was respectful and had phenomenal mechanics.
That was a smart
fighting
move.
game.
Yeah, that was.
And it
I
was
wasn't
free.
crazy about it, but that was but that was a really smart move. To a certain number of people, that mattered a lot.
I don't know why they didn't lean more into the free-to-play thing in the beginning. They were so adamant. It's not free-to-play, guys. It's not. Just say it's free-to-play. It's awesome.
Yeah, we want free games.
It was a bit of a toxic terminology because it made you think of bad mobile games.
Sure.
Especially back then.
And they were having enough mixed messaging problems at that point. I mean, the Xbox One it's the history of became awesome. Really,
Yes.
That's what happened there.
To the opposite of Sony's thing, right? Like they had a disastrous announcement. Was a March
May
2013. May 2013. I was at that event, and it was impressive to see all the cool stuff on stage and to see the console as they announced it. It was all there, and we got to touch the controller and really get the hang of this amazing, new, improved, arguably the best controller ever made. And then it was just a bunch of mixed messaging from all the executives where it didn't seem like the left hand knew what the right hand was doing, and it seemed really confusing about what this thing was and what it could do and whether or not it was going to be always online and if it was going to be $1,000 and what it was going to be.
And you're right. I mean, the Xbox One, we talk about it on our Xbox show Unlocked all the time about
Subscribe
how
on iTunes.
It's almost a night and day, a different console.
Yes.
Other than the physical box, almost everything about it's different. But within the context of the couple months of 2013 that it was out, the couple of other things I wanted to highlight that you might just not think about necessarily with the Xbox One. Number one, whisper quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. It was meant to be on a lot because they had the TV interface stuff. Yeah. And they were, I think, also very fearful of having the red ring of death mistake repeat itself. So it was, you could say, over-engineered. The cooling system was way overdone. But the fact of the matter is, you can turn the Xbox One on, and you can barely hear it.
Oh, and being able to say just like Xbox on is
it's so good.
How many
Xbox
machines did
Xbox
you just turn on right now?
Sorry guys.
We do it on our show all the time. So, and then the other one, the big one that I just don't think the Xbox One gets enough credit for, is following the success of that incredible Xbox 360 controller.
Yes.
The Xbox One controller